Welcome to Western Michigan's Spring Practice Report. Coach, what did we learn today from the defense?
Wow, the defense. I tell you, we understood today the importance of the ball. We were biting the ball. We were swarming the ball. We were pressing hips. I was really impressed with the defensive swarm. And, they're learning the value of the ball as the program, and it showed today.
I'm going to be talking with Donald Celiscar a little bit later. The back end of the defense is so important on what you're going to do, obviously, for the entire defense, but what specifically do we want them to learn this spring?
Well, I think communication is the first thing. Our defense, there's a lot of checks on our defense, and it's a very simple defense, but with as much trading and shifting and motioning that college football has in it, and the Wildcat and different packages and the tempo and the speed, communication is so important. But the one thing with communication is the trust factor. You better be able to trust what you're hearing from the people in the back end, and Donald's a major factor in that. Justin Curry's a major factor in that. And those people have to be able to communicate clearly with a calm mind, confident decisions, and make sure everybody's on the same page. So that's a tough job.
In your opinion, what helps more? A sound back end helps the front four or front seven, or does the push from the front four help the back end?
I think they help each other. As a head football coach, I say it helps each other. As you positionally say, oh well, that's easy. If you get a push up front, the timing and the rhythm's knocked off, and it doesn't really. If you make a mistake in the back end, might not be as risky. But as I sit there and look at it as a head coach, you'd like to sit there and say they both kind of go hand in hand. But obviously, if you get a wonderful pass rush, quarterback doesn't have time to throw the football, and he's a little bit timid back there, it's going to make the back end's job easier. But if you got some people that can cover, and you're not able to get to the quarterback, you're still going to be okay, but you're giving a guy back there time to pick you apart. So I think they go hand in hand, they coincide.
How, specifically on Donald again, how can he help some of the younger guys in that back-end defense with the success he had last year?
I think just his performance every day in practice. He's such a leader based on just how hard he works with his heart. We have a saying around here called heart work, and he is the definition of heart work. And the people see that, and our players see that, our coaches see that. He's such a leader just by what he does on the field. And then his performance speaks for itself. He's so disciplined. He's technically sound. He hangs on every word Coach Pinkham talks about. So, again, he's doing a phenomenal job. We're really proud that he's on our football team.
Final question. You as a receiver obviously know the tricks of the trade and how to get by a corner or safety. Are you giving any of our DBs any kind of insight to your playing days or what you saw as a wide receivers coach at the highest level?
Absolutely. We talk every day about here's what we're attacking on offense. How are you going to be able to counter that? And, our wideouts and DBs talk. And I think that's important for a football team to understand. You're on the same team. You're competing, yes, but we're also trying to get better to defeat people on 12 Saturdays. That's what we're doing. And I think some people, if you keep the secrets, within yourself, you're not helping the team. And as a position coach, when you're sitting there now, I used to be a wide receiver coach. I sat there and thought, I'm not telling them anything. We're just dominating them, and here we go. But again, when you sit in the chair and you're the head coach, you want everybody to succeed. And it starts to make a lot more sense to you. So our defenders are doing a tremendous job, and our wideouts are getting better by the day. And Coach Getsy's doing a tremendous job with those guys. I mean, they are growing on a daily basis, like our whole football team. But with all the technicality that we've been coaching them at the wide receiver position, they're learning rapidly, and it's starting to show.
All right, thank you, Coach. Next up, we'll have Donald Celiscar. And we're back now. Donald Celiscar, cornerback. Donald, you had a great season last year. Just talk a little bit about how your success in 2012 will help teach some of the young guys as we go through this spring.
Well, this year, from last year, it was an okay season for me. I feel like I got to improve. I still got to improve. And this year, I could help the young guys by just staying after practice, just put in extra work and just footwork, stuff that I learned, and just help them out any way I could.
Coach always talks about, what did you learn today? You always have to be learning. What have you learned from the first 4 or 5 practice sessions of this spring?
I feel like I learned more than I learned last year, pretty much. It was practice been going pretty good. I'm learning more formation. I'm learning defense. Like, defense we got in right now, it's pretty difficult, but we learn it as days go on, and it's getting better each and every day.
You mentioned practice, just night and day in terms of the energy at practice sessions. Just talk a little bit about that and how you guys during practice are amped up. I saw you dancing around in between drills. Just what's the energy at practice?
Oh, energy is great, elite. We had a DJ out there today. We never had that before. That was exciting, and guys were just jumping up and down, just ready to play football and have fun. That's what we was doing, having fun out there. We was comfortable. We knew what we was doing, and we was enjoying ourselves, and that's how it should be.
Final question. We are just over a week removed from the first scrimmage. So for you specifically, and then for the back end of the defense, what do you guys need to solidify and maybe shore up a little bit and get better at before we enter that first scrimmage?
We just got to get guys in the right position, running to the ball, and just playing the right coverage and communicating out there. That's one thing we have to do as a defense. We have to communicate with one another so we can know what each other doing. So that's mainly what I said. We just got to communicate, know our assignment, and get to the ball. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be elite doing it.
All right, thank you, Donald. And just want to remind everybody, this will be the last spring practice report for this week. No practice on Saturday. We'll resume our practice reports on Tuesday. For Donald and Coach Fleck, I'm Matt Kanan. Row the boat.
Row the boat.